Hey everybody, it's Tafony here once again. Hope you're doing well. Today I am rambling about the VPME.de QD. It's the quad drum. It sounds like this. Here we go with the quad drum voice video. Forgive me, I reshot this 3 times yesterday, and now I am coming in today to try for a 4th time. And the issue was I was not using the current firmware, and I was looking off the manual, which doesn't reflect the previous firmware, and then I was having issues trying to update it. So if you are having issues trying to update it with a Mac device that puts .dot files on the SD card, the quad drum voice will not update with .dot files presence. You need to either via the command line like I did, remove the .dot files so that the update firmware is the only firmware with the update format, because if there's a .dot file for Spotlight indexing or whatever the macOS thing that I was experiencing was there for, it won't update. But now we are on the current firmware. We are with the current manual that actually matches what happens on the panel, and we're gonna roll with it. So let's bring it in here. We're just gonna roll with one voice to at least get it started right now, because I want to, all 4 voices are the same. All 4 voices can do either a drum synth, a sample one shot, or a wavetable. And right now we are going to use a drum synth. Now, if I can just talk about the quad drum a little bit, the 4-voice 22 HP core module with an available expander that I'm not using today sounds like this. It has, each of the 4 voices has a pitch control. Hi, Clementine. Each of the 4 voices has a pitch control. Right now we're using a kick voice. Has a mod control, which I think is different based on the algorithm, and then a decay. And I find this, it makes it really fun and hands-on in a way that is just begging to be sort of, if we bring everybody in just for a little teaser, it just kind of begs to be twiddled, you know? And I really like that about it. It's fun. It's performative. The mute buttons on the front as well. Well, I guess they're multifunction, but in this mode they mute. And right now we're muting everything. So I talked a little bit about the size, the panel, the layout. I will say right off the rip, I say this in most every video, so if you have the Tafony bingo card, we're going to have a stamp for this module could really benefit from a screen. It's not to the Qubit Nebulae level, but everything on board here is sort of expressed with this LED light array, and it's clunky. Just straight up, I really like this module, but I really wish the screen, because if you could just see what mode you're in, right? Because there's multiple modes based on these clicks. It's not even really clear when you're editing it off the rip, but you know, it's not critical, and this is just like a classic Eurorack problem. But I wanted to throw that out right off the rip, that like, yeah, if anything could use a screen, it would be this. So with the first voice, you can access the, and again, there's no screen, so it's a bit of a guessing game with what's going on. So when you have the selector set to mute, you can click the encoder, and this white set is the drum machines. Now, again, I am selecting the blue one, which is a mistake on my part. I think it sort of, a lot of the times in the menus, I'm expecting this to go 1, 2, 3, 4, but I think in people's minds, and I saw another video too, this might just be a me thing, but I think of this one as 3, but most everything when you start selecting it, it starts here. So on videos we're saying this is 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever. I don't know. To me, top to bottom, reading it like a book is how I think about things, but you just select whatever voice you want to change by hitting select on the side here. So I want to bring up, forgive me, I don't know what all of these are called off by heart, but we are going to read them off right now. So this is FM kick. And I'm going to go through all the algorithms quickly. I'm not going to go through all the wavetables and the samples on board, because A, you can change them all, and B, I don't know, they're infinitely customizable. I think the actual synthesis engines are kind of something that's unique to this module. Any sampler can be any sample, but these systems are what I'm kind of here for. So this is the 808 kick. I said FM kick. It's the 808 kick. This is the FM kick. And the mod seems to be controlling like the amount of click, the amount of like initial pitch bend, sort of like how slappy it is in that one. I don't know if that's a setting based on the algorithm or based on the firmware or what, but that is that. That was the FM kick. This is the third kick. This is the simple snare, and I will say, for whatever reason, snares are kind of challenging to come by. I think it just, anything that's like based on noise is kind of easy to do, but difficult to perfect. This is a nice snare, and I really appreciate it. This is the natural snare. There's some little bit of aliasing going on in there, and I kind of like it. Mod. Ooh, we're getting clap territory, and I also like that. Go into the detuned hat, although this kind of sounds like George Michael's wood block. Shorten that. Mod. Natural hat. Okay, that sounds like a hat. Noodling with them. This is clapping cow. So this, I believe on the mod, yeah, clap to the left, classic cowbell to the right. I know people like the cowbells. I'm not one of them as much, but I don't hate them. I just don't know if I know a use for them. This is the filtered carpless strong. So if we crank the decay, this is sounding like my qubit surface, and this is also sounding stepped to me, quantized I should say. And again, I don't know if that's a setting behind the panel, but do note it. This is the string, again, physical modeling stuff. We got surface going on. Surface is getting envious. Forgive my weird angle too, I'm reading off the screen as I go through it today. This is struck. I don't know. This one I'm having qubit. I'm having some IntelliGel Plonk flashbacks. This is the pinged ladder filter, I assume, but hello. Decay it down. And then this is booklet-ish bongo. like that. I do find you got to pitch these all the way down there. Out of the outset, they're like really high pitched. This is the folded wave. Although it really doesn't sound much different from the buccal bongo, but I do like it. This is blended VCO. This does sound nice. This is free. Free. Okay. Sounds like a supersaw to me, which maybe it's saying free all of the supersaw fans like me, because that actually sounds really nice. Free all my supersaw enjoyers. And I will quickly go through just to show you the other banks are samples. One shots that are all from the factory. There's stuff from like Richard Devine on here and stuff. It's really quite a lot. But you can always upload your own ones. This bank is empty, and then we are back. So there is, this is another thing I was kind of struggling with. There is a little rotator icon on here that you can barely see. There's a little arrow at the end. Just know that you scroll through the banks this way, that it's not changing because the voice is changing, it's changing because the bank is changing. Anyway, that's okay. There is a mix now, so we can turn down we can internally mix these things. In the expander, you do get to break them all out individually to use an external mixer, but in this case, I'm just using the stereo output, and we can mix on board, which in my mind is totally fine. Now you can EQ as well. We're going to try that. Okay, this is where the big issue with what I was doing before was having, because the firmware I was running did not have this yet. So yeah, we're going to crank the mids, I believe, or cut them. I think I want to kind of cut them. And this is, yeah, finicky. I'll just say that. I feel like if I was really going to get into that button combo level where it's really not clear what's going on, I'd probably just prefer to process the whole thing through like the stereo strip or something else. For me, it's really cool. I like the idea that I know some people are probably in a situation where they have this as their only drum voice, or they're rolling with a portable case where this is like the centerpiece of it, and you could get into that, so that's totally understandable as well. But for me, I don't know, I don't have the patience for that. I would rather focus on how good it sounds and noodling the drums that are on board. So with that being said, you can assign CV. I'm sending it a big LFO, and if we go into the CV, this is also changed, so sorry, forgive me, I need to select the red one. If we go into CV, what are we applying? We want to apply my CV to pitch. So you see this lines up with the 3, right? So now I'm modulating my pitch. Or modulating the mod knob. Or the decay. Which, super important if you want to do random. So I'm going to switch my LFO's wave shape from a triangle to a random one. Bear with me for one moment. Okay, it was a sine, not a triangle, and now it is going to be random. Decay. Sorry, I need to make the decay shorter so it's not always just droning. So you can hear it jumping around, and I think that's great. Let's jump back over to the manual on mine and show there's some new features. You can do wavetable scanning too, which I think is crazy, like how powerful a drum machine can be. There's low pass gate, and there is actually a lot of control over the samples. You can set the mod pot, can control the start point of the sample, so it will only work for files that are not fragmented. That's crazy amount of depth. And another stamp on the tafony bingo card, I'll just say, Eurorack modules never forgo depth for simplicity, ever. Always depth, always depth. Even if you have to read the tea leaves through no screen, even if it's indicated in binary on LEDs. Those are all of the uses for it. I think we should just patch through. Quad drum, sounds sweet. Let's do a quick jam. Speed it up. Throw another reverb on. Distort it. Hey, I'm Tafony. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube crap. That alphabet is always on my case about not saying so. I hope you're doing well. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.